Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Here we go. We're good to go. All right, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, back at you with another live lesson. For the Holy Spirit, the Rakakudash. All right, this is Hit the Button, open forum. All right, January 14th, 2026. And we usually hold midweek camp right now, but you know, the internet is down. The internet, matter of fact, let me pull it up. All right, because you can't even go live. Hotspot's not working. There's an outage with Verizon. All right, let me just pull that up real quick because I'm pretty sure other people are going through it too. Let me see. Bear with me. Share my screen real quick. And it should move slow. All right, bear with me. Come on, why is it not pulling up? Hold on. Hey, this shit is crazy. All right, so yeah, the internet is moving real slow, man. All right, but like I was saying, there is a outage, all right, from Verizon Wireless. Okay, and I'm trying to move a little faster, Salakia. Give me 1 second. Come on, man. This is crazy. All right, so as I was saying, all right, this is from USA Today. Is Verizon down outage reported by thousands of users January 14th, which is today. Okay. All right. 150,000 January 14th, according to down 7 p.m. 86 customers tracking website and wireless voice and data services. Of the issue is and apologize for the inconvenience. All right. And they posted it also on X. So this is what I'm saying. All right. So the internet's been down. All right. We're supposed to be outside at camp right now, but couldn't set up the devices because fucking Verizon wants to be down right now. So that's why we're here doing this open forum. Hit the button. All right. So not to waste no time, but like I was thinking about, you know, this is just an example of what's to come because, you know, what's going to happen when people can no longer connect to the internet and, you know, draw money out the ATM and shit like that. It's going to be chaos, man. You know, so that I saw a video earlier. All right. Just to add on to what I'm saying. Right. Let me play that real quick. Because this is what's coming, man. And people are not prepared for it.
If the internet suddenly goes down everywhere, Listen carefully. No social media, no news, no GPS, no banks. When that happens, you won't be able to search for what to do. So take this information now, because once the signal is gone, you will be on your own. At first you'll think it's your Wi-Fi. You'll restart the router, your phone, maybe even check the cables, but nothing will reconnect. Then you'll realize it's not just you. The whole neighborhood is offline. No messages, no updates, no explanations. Within minutes, panic will start. People will rush to ATMs that don't work. Digital payments will not work. Everything is digital. Everything will stop. Stay calm. Keep your phone charged, just in case the network returns. Find a radio, any radio. Old analog signals might still carry real information. If you're with family, stay together. If you're alone, go to a safe place with others. There will be chaos. People may start committing crimes. Fear travels faster than truth. And if the silence lasts too long, remember, this is how the world looks when the internet disappears.
Yeah. So I was thinking about that, man. Because shit was rough today, man. All right, can't make no phone calls. You know, couldn't connect online, couldn't watch no YouTube videos. Right? You know, once I left the house, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So the only reason why I'm even able to go live now is because of you know, the Wi-Fi in the house. But outside the crib, the shit wasn't happening. All right. So how much more, as we were saying in the video, right? How much more when the internet disappears, man? All right. These are things that you got to consider. All right. I was thinking about that in Ecclesiastes chapter 9. All right, because this can suddenly happen. All right. You know, no work could get done today, all types of shit, man. This whole day was fucked up, you know, but this is just a small thing of what's really about to happen in the future, right? Ecclesiastes 9, okay? This is Ecclesiastes 9:12. It says, for man knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in the evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in the evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. See that? So suddenly, all right, and it's been a spirit to be, you know, spiritually proactive, to pay attention to what the hell is going on. All right, because the whole planet, the whole world is in turmoil, man. Wars, all right, cyber attacks, okay, civil unrest in America. All right, it's a lot of shit going on, man, that can change just like that. So you got to be locked in, man. All right, this is Sirach 5:7. It says, make no tarrying. That word tarrying means delay, right? It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, come forth, and in thy security thou should be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance, all right? So suddenly these things can happen, man, all right? And when they do happen, we pray to be under the covering of Yahweh Shem Yahushai in that day. All right, because people are not going to know what to do. They're not going to know how to function whatsoever. All right, the whole world is going to be at a standstill at that point, man. All right, so this is just a as they always do, like they shut down YouTube. I remember it was last year or something like that. All right, they had some glitches in the at the banks, hospitals, airports, things like that. All right, so these things are going to bring, when they happen, these things are going to bring America down to its knees, man. All right, and people are going to be absolutely finished. You know, let me grab this too. All right, because we all waiting for this. All right, just got a few tabs open here that I'm just going to grab a few things and then wrap this up. I don't know if this is going to be too long at all, but, you know, just rolling in the spirit. All right, but this is from, I got this off the gram. Check this out.
Donald Trump warning, listen. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after?
Did you hear what the President of the United States just said? You can no longer deny the fact that the reset is happening in real time and America has no clue. Donald Trump told every American that we are going to witness a 21st century upgrade to our financial system because everything is decades behind. That's a fact. But what people don't understand is cryptocurrency is going to be the backbone. Donald Trump confirmed this. You can no longer deny the fact that you are in the middle of the great wealth transfer. Make sure to share this information with one person that needs to wake up.
Yeah, so this is what we all waiting on. All right, we're in the middle of the great wealth transfer. They're getting ready to roll out the MOTB system, man. All right, this technocracy, which we've been warning you day in and day out about. Okay, so this thing is the transfer, the reset could happen this year. All right, but this is where we at. This is Ezekiel 7, right? Because this could be the year of the chip, where they actually mandate this thing, right? This is Ezekiel 7, and let's start at 5. We'll read down. All right, Ezekiel 7 and 5. All right, and this is going into prophecy of the sword, famine, and pestilence, right? So this is Ezekiel 7. Okay, and we're going to start at verse 5. My computer's moving a little slow. Bear with me. All right, so this is Ezekiel 7 and 5. It says, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. And end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. And if you've been paying attention to prophecy and what's going on in the earth, man, the end is here. It's in your face. All right. It says, verse 7, the morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land, the time is come, the day of trouble is near, right? The day of trouble is near, not the sounding again of the mountains. Verse 8, now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee and accomplish my anger upon thee. I will judge thee according to thy ways and will recompense thee for all thy abominations, man. So judgment is getting ready to go out upon our people, all right? The wicked of our people, all right? Verse 9, and my eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thy abominations that are in the midst of thee. And ye should know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that smiteth. All right. Verse 10, behold the day, behold it is come, the morning is gone forth, the rod have blossomed, pride have budded, violence, and this is where we at now. All right. You see the tension in America, people are standing up, this whole ICE ordeal that's going on how pretty much ICE has the immunity to pretty much unalive American people. All right. So it said that that the rod have blossomed, pride have budded. It says, verse 11, violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. Right. We're in a time of the uprising of great violence, man. All right. Destruction, chaos, and confusion. Right. Violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of the multitude, nor any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. The time is come, the day draweth near, right? The day draweth near, let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof, man. Great judgment is getting ready to come upon this land. All right. This is what we're preparing you believers for through the Spirit, man. All right, the famine of the word, these videos are going to get taken down. Channels are going to get chopped. I'll put them in the chopping block. All right, persecution, us being tied into a hate group. All these different things, man. It's going to be a very chaotic time that's coming. Right, verse 13, Ezekiel 7 and 13. For the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. They have blown the trumpet and even to make all ready, but none goeth to battle. for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. Right? Verse 15, Ezekiel 7:15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him, man. So there's there's no escape. All right. The Lord has judgment prepared, okay, for 2/3 of our people, man. All right. Verse 16, but they that escape of them shall escape and should be on the mountain like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning, and everyone for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. All right, giving you a description of how the state of the people. All right, when this shit totally goes haywire, man. It said that all hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. All right, going into the fear that's going to be on the people, man. All right, verse 18. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. Right, the shame, the horror, the lamentation, the fear. All right, verse 19. The point. It says they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. All right, the gold and the silver is equated to the money, man, and that's what's going to happen. Look what's going on in Venezuela, man. All right, we've done videos showing you how they were just dumping cash into the streets. All right, so that's getting ready to happen here, as we're in the midst of that. As he was going into the wealth transfer, okay, they're going to roll out the digital system. Ezekiel 7:19, they should cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold should not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai. They should not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. Right. So people are going to realize that this money ain't going to save you, man. This money is not going to deliver you from the judgment of the Lord, man. People are not prepared for this great reset, this wealth transition, as we just heard in the video. Okay. Most of our people are clueless of what's happening now, man. So when it happens, that's all she wrote. All right. It's going to be total chaos and confusion and much death in the streets, man. All right. Now check this out too. All right. I just want to go into this. I was just going to, pre-record it, but we live with it. Right. So, I thought this was pretty interesting too. Let me pull this up. All right. This is from America's First Report. It says, is the red horse preparing to ride? It appears that we are right on the brink of an apocalyptic war in the Middle East. And that's heavy, man. All right. Hey, the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. All right, which means Yahweh judges. That's where it's all going to be concentrated at, man. Okay. It says, bear with me. Hold on. Give me 1 second. It's not pulling up. Why is it not pulling up? Hold on. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Again, this is from America's First Report. Is the red horse preparing to ride? It appears that we are right on the brink of an apocalyptic war in the Middle East. All right. All eyes on Iran and the Middle East and what's going on with Russia and China and North Korea. All right. It's all going to be concentrated in the so-called Middle East. All right. The Valley of Yahweh Shaphat. All right. That's where it's going. All right. Let's read some more here. Okay. Because they're supposed to be invading. America's supposed to be invading Iran, I believe, tonight, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So shit is popping. Okay. So it says, It says, let's read it here. It says, in recent hours, so many nations have instructed their citizens to leave Iran. Protesters are being slaughtered by the thousands, and President Trump is promising that help from the United States is on the way. At this moment, it appears that we're right on the brink of an apocalyptic war in the Middle East. I believe that Bible prophecy is being fulfilled right in front of our eyes, and this is what we've been telling you, right? Isaiah 34. That's right. Bible prophecy is being fulfilled right before our eyes. All right, Isaiah 34 and 16, it says, seek you out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and read, no one of these shall fail, which is pertaining to the prophecies, man. All right, better believe Bible prophecy is being fulfilled right before your eyes. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate, for my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. See that? So you damn right. It says, I believe that Bible prophecy is being fulfilled right in front of our eyes, and a major showdown with Iran is one of the 10 major prophetic events that I wrote about in my latest book. You know, Esau is always trying to write a damn book, man. All right, we don't need no book. All we need is the scriptures, man. All right. It says, as the Middle East erupts in flames, hopefully it will cause people all over the globe to take a much closer look at the book of Revelation, right? And it goes into Revelation 6 and 4, all right, the red horse, right, which that red horse is Esau, all right? The horse represents power. Power was given to him, right? It says to take peace from the earth and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword, which the sword goes back to his blessing, all right? So we're in that time. Okay, it says, let's read a little bit more. It says, could it be possible that the red horse is about to ride? A lot of people are speculating about this right now. So how will you choose to answer the question? In Matthew 24, Yahushua told us that there would be wars and rumors of wars. All right. All this stuff that we've been seeing in the media as of today, yesterday, all week, man. All right. Since the so-called New Year came in. All right. Look what happened in Nigeria. Look what happened in Venezuela. All right. Look what's going on in Iran. What's about to happen. All right. Taiwan. Okay. It says, Yahushua told us that there would be wars and rumors of wars in the last days. That perfectly describes the times which we live in. Thanks to social media, rumors of wars constantly spread like wildfire all over the internet, and we are witnessing so much military conflict. Exactly. All right, the whole world is on fire. Over half of the nations on the entire planet are either currently engaged in military conflict or are funding military conflict. Either or. It says now the crisis in Iran threatens to set the entire Middle East ablaze. All right, because that's prophecy. All right, and that's where it's all going to be concentrated at. Joel, the 3rd chapter. We'll get that too. Let me hold it. All right. Or before we go to Joel, let me get that in Revelation, the 6th chapter. All right. And I'm going to read on. It says, even though thousands of protesters have already been gunned down, reports indicate that somewhere around 1 million Iranian protesters are back in the streets again tonight. But they know they cannot overthrow the tyrannical regime in Iran alone, and they are begging for help. All right. That's why Trump, what did he say? He said that if more of the protesters die, that America wouldn't have no choice but to step in. And it's all by design. All right. The least of the flock should draw them out. Real quick. This is Revelation 6. Right. Because we read Revelation 6 and 4. But this is Revelation 6. And man, you know what? I'll read down. So here we go. So this is matter of fact, we can just read from the top on down to the point. All right, so this is Revelation 6. Okay. Revelation 6 and 1, it says, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." All right. And remember, when you read the previous chapter, Revelation, the 5th chapter, it goes into how the Lion of Judah, which is Yahushai, how he broke the seals, which enabled us to understand the prophecies, all right, and the signs of the times. You know, verse 2, Revelation 6:2, it says, "And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer." This is speaking about Yahushai, man. Okay, when he comes, he's coming to conquer the earth. All right. Verse 3, Revelation 6:3, it says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth." And through that red horse, which represents the Edomites, all right, look at the planet. All right. It says that the red horse would take peace from the earth. All right. The whole earth is in a state of war. All right. Hatred, anger. All right. Death, division. You know, it says, "And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." Verse 5, Revelation 6:5. "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse." All right, that black horse is tied back to death, in the end times of death. All right, mourning, famine. Okay. "And lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand." Verse 6, it says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts," Salakia, Revelation 6:6, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and three measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Right? So that measure of wheat for a penny, okay, it goes back to a day's wages of work, which I've been doing plenty of lessons showing you how what people make for their daily wages, it doesn't suffice, you know, their living expectations, man. People can't afford to live. All right, due to the devaluing of the dollar, man. Okay, it's not backed by anything. All right, we're in the midst of hyperinflation, so it's hard to afford, you know, to live, to fucking, you know, buy groceries, pay bills. All right, and this is where we're at now. And I always bring this out. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because every time I go into scripture, I like to bring out this example. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Going into the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. I always bring this out because what was stated in this article here is exactly what's going on in the world today, in America today. All right, let me pull it up real fast. Bear with me, because this is heavy. All right, let me read it again. This is Revelation. Okay, this is Revelation 6. In verse 6, it says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." All right. So again, just like how it happened in the Roman Empire, they devalued the denarian. Okay, and it's the same thing America did with the dollar. Okay, this is why it costs more, you know, to buy food, and you know, it's hard as hell to maintain a way of living here because of the wages, man. The wages have been devalued, right? But I want to just make a point of what America's going through now, because this is Rome 2.0, all right? And it's falling just like the ancient Roman Empire. So this is from IUS, how you say that? IUSRO isoriomanium.eu. If I pronounced it right, it says, "What were the economic problems in the Roman Empire?" Right? And every time we bring out the scripture, I like to read this because the parallels are there, right? It says the Roman Empire, known for its expensive conquests, intricate road networks, and advanced architecture, was not invincible. Despite its monumental achievements, the empire eventually crumbled, right? And that's 72. It said, despite its monumental achievements, what's going on right now? This AI, all right, this technocracy that they built that they're trying to bring to pass. So this is, in Esau's eyes, this will be a monumental achievement, man. But at the end, this place is still going to fall, right? So it's spiritual. This is the economic problems. Let me make that a little bigger, all right? It says the economic problems that contributed to its decline range from currency debasement to internal conflicts. So hold on. So you got currency debasement, as we were reading in Revelation 6 and 6, right? And then you have the internal conflicts, which I did the lesson yesterday, going into Americans preparing for civil war. Okay, and how you know these conflicts are brewing up worldwide, man. Same thing that happened in Rome back then. It's the same thing that's happening right now. It says this article explores the economic factors that led to the Roman Empire's downfall, offering insights into how financial mismanagement and internal turmoil can weaken even the most powerful societies, right? Let's get to the point, and we'll get back to the scripts, right? Let me jump down. Ooh, yeah, it says the debasement of Roman coinage. Currency debasement played a significant role in the Roman Empire's economic decline. During the early years of the empire, the denarius, a silver coin, was a stable currency used widely across Rome. It contained about 4.5 grams of pure silver, indicating its high value. Didn't America just rob somebody for all these silver? Was it Venezuela, I think? It says, as the empire expanded, the cost of administration and military campaigns increased, right? As we see now, leading to emperors to seek more funds. What are they doing? Going around stealing resources and minerals and oil. You see what I'm saying? The spirit. To meet the financial demands, the emperors began to reduce the silver content in the denarius. Right, as we were reading in Revelation 6 and 6. By the time of Marcus Aurelius, the denarius had dropped to about 75% silver content. By the time of Gallienus, the silver content had plummeted to a mere 5%. The rapid debasement led to significant loss in the coin's value, causing hyperinflation throughout the empire. What's going on now? You know how many videos I've done of people fucking crashing out, crying on the internet? All right, why the fuck are we even going through this? Will it ever get better? What's the point of working? I don't want to live no more. Bills are fucking killing people, man. All right, people are not making money. Okay, there's no value in the dollar. It's even more expensive to live now. Same thing that happened in Rome back then. Adding more coins. It says adding more coins in poor quality, adding more coins of poor quality into circulation did not increase prosperity. It just transferred wealth away from the people, and it meant that more coins were needed to pay for goods and services. Yeah, you need more money to sustain. Right? This is why I said again, a measure of wheat for a penny and 3 measures of barley for a penny. Okay. It says the impact of hyperinflation. I'm going to read a couple more points. We'll get back to it. It says the impact of hyperinflation as a result of currency debasement. Hyperinflation took hold. Prices soared. All right. Y'all, I went to the grocery store the other day. I want to say yesterday, day before yesterday. I bought like fucking 3 or 4 items. That shit was like almost $60. I'm talking about like some paper towels and fucking some butter, peanut butter and shit, and some milk and maybe a couple other things, man. That shit was like damn near 60 something dollars, man. Right? It's over out here, man. It says in the purchasing power of Roman citizens diminished. See that? In the purchasing power of Roman citizens diminished. Soldiers who were paid in denarii demanded higher wages to compensate for the reduced value of their salaries. See that? Again, a day's wages doesn't cover you're living, man. This escalation in costs added more pressure on the Roman treasury, creating a vicious cycle that was difficult to break. All right, and we're there now. All right, let me get to the point. All right, this is always a very good read here, dealing with the hyperinflation and the fall of Rome and all of that. So I wanted to get to the point. Bear with me. Yeah, so high taxes and bureaucratic costs, soaring taxes and administrative expenses. To cope with the mounting costs of the Roman Empire, Roman authorities resort to increasing taxes. All right, what do they got now? Fucking tariffs. All right, tariffs is just another form of taxes, man. Okay, and what did Trump do? He's increasing those tariffs and sanctions and shit. High taxes placed a heavy burden on Roman citizens, leading to financial distress and reduced economic activity. As the empire expanded, the cost of the administration and logistics also grew, necessitating more resources to maintain the vast territories under Roman control. See, this is why we saw earlier as I played it, going into that, what he said, the great wealth transfer. All right, they're getting ready to crash this shit out and bring in the new. Okay, how can you not see that? Let's read a little bit more. We're almost there. Okay, reading on. Bear with me. It says the bureaucratic system in the Roman Empire became increasingly inefficient and corrupt. Do we not see that now? Emperors focusing on personal survival often ignore good governance practices, leading to mismanagement and further exacerbating economic challenges, right? Here's the point that I want right here. Internal conflicts and civil wars, right? This is the spirit. Internal conflicts and civil wars, the cost of civil wars. Internal conflicts and civil wars became common in the later stages of the Roman Empire. Are we not in the later stages of America? This constant turmoil weakened the empire's stability and strained its resources. Civil wars often diverted military and economic resources away. Civil wars often diverted military and economic resources away from the empire's borders, leaving them vulnerable to external threats, right? That's heavy too. Okay, let's jump down. Between 217 and the fall of the Western Empire in 476 AD, there were only a few decades without civil war. The constant state of internal conflict not only weakened the Roman Empire, but also disrupted trade networks, further impacting the economy. Impacts on trade and stability. It says the frequent civil wars made it challenging to maintain stable trade networks. Disrupted trade reduced economic activity and made it difficult for the Roman Empire to sustain its vast territories. The lack of stability combined with soaring costs and a weakened coinage system contributed to the overall decline of the empire, and the rest reads on, man. All right. It's a bad little article here, man. But we see the parallels of what happened then and what's going on now. All right. So anyway, back into the read. Let's get back to the read here. All right. Salakia for being long-winded. All right. But this is Revelation 6:6 again. And I heard a loud voice. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and wine. All right. Verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. Verse 8, the point. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name, Salaki, let me go back to that. Right? Revelation 6 and 8, it says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. All right? Because we're coming into the time of nuclear war, missiles being shot. All right? warfare on the ground with the troops, the soldiers. Okay, pestilence, plagues, disease. You know, death and hell follow with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, which is Esau's dominion, his world, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. All right, so that's where we at, man. And the Lord he's going to allow these angels to wreak havoc, man. Okay, this is why, as we're seeing on the screen here, this is why we're on the brink of an apocalyptic war in the Middle East, right? Joel, the 3rd chapter. All right, this is Joel. Okay, because it's going to go down out there, man. All right, that region of Iran, Syria, Israel, Afghanistan. All right, that whole so-called Middle East. All right, that's where World War III is going to pop off. All right, the battle of Armageddon. All right, what was I looking for, Joel? Let's get that real quick. This is Joel 3. All right, Joel chapter 3. And let's start at the first verse. All right, Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah in Jerusalem. This is the time of the salvation of the nation of Israel, man, starting with the Lord's elect. All right, verse 2. It says, Joel 2:2, I will gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So all of this is going on as we see on the screen, you know, the build up to the apocalyptic war in the Middle East. All these things are being done for us. All right, for the Lord's people. This is how the Lord is going to avenge, all right, his people, right, through this war, right? Like it tells you in Zephaniah. Let me get that too. All right, I'll read it again. Joel 3:2, I will gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they scattered among the nations and parted my land. This is Zephaniah, right? This is Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter. Let me pull that up just to add on to that, because this is being done for the Lord's people. All right, bear with me. This is Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, unto the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, right? For my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So that's where the Lord is going to gather the nations at, in the valley of Yehoshaphat, the so-called Middle East. All right, to pour out his anger upon them, to judge the nations, right? Back in Joel, the 3rd chapter, let's go back. Just wanted to make that point. Back in Joel 3 let's jump down. Joel 3:9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, the actual heathen. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And this is happening on a worldwide scale, man. The internal conflicts that's going on in America and in the external, all right? The shit that's going on in Iran, all right? The what's going on in Venezuela, which is involved in China and Russia, what went on in Nigeria, Ukraine, all over the earth, man. Okay? The people are standing up for war. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say, I am strong. So again, all these nations now have nuclear capability, man. All right, and they're standing up against America. Isaiah 14, where it talks about how the kings of the earth are being drawn up, right? Isaiah 14:9, It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee. The dead are the heathen nations. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. That's what's going on now. Right? Yeah, that's a good precept, brother. All right. This is Isaiah 13:4 from Gabar. Shala 1:7. Isaiah 13:4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts, mustereth the host to battle. All right? It's happening, man. The water. Back in Joel 3:11, assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which goes into the angels. All right, because the angels are here, man. All right, this whole, three-eye atlas and all these things that they're seeing in the heavens. All right, you're talking about angelic vehicles bigger than Earth. All right, Esau is seeing this stuff on the satellites, man. All right, they're ducking off, having secret meetings of what to do because they know that the Lord and the angels are here. But before the Lord, what I'm trying to say, before the Lord makes his grand debut, so to speak, certain prophecies have to come to pass. Right? So we're going to see things we're going to see more things move more rapidly. All right? It says, verse 12, Joel 3:12, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. This is where he's gathering everybody at. We read that in Zephaniah 3:8. For my determination is to gather the nations. All right, so this is what's going to go down at so-called Middle East. Verse 13, put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The vats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is near in the valley of decision, right? So you're going to have the heathen nations get judged, all right? And you're going to also have 2/3 of our own people get judged in this time, man. But everything is leading to the ultimate battle, all right, which is nuclear war, World War III. This is 2 Peter, right? Just thinking out loud, 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9, it says, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is not slack concerning his promise, and some men count slackness. All right, you still got niggas playing around. Okay, prophecy is not slacking, man. Prophecy is no longer tarrying. All right, though it tarry, wait for it, it should surely come, it would not tarry. It's no longer tarrying, man. All right, 2026, hey, this shit could be the year. All right, to bring it all out, to bring it to the complete end. Right? The Lord, 2 Peter 3:9, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to us, were not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. Verse 10, but the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. It's nuclear destruction. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Okay? Verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And this is what we're looking for, man. Okay, it tells us in Second Ezra, this is the 4th chapter, that the matter of fact, let me get it. That which has to be turned upside down in order for the good to come. All right, we're looking for and hasting, for this day. All right. This is 2 Ezra 4, just to make that point. 2 Ezra 4 And I'm going to start at 27. You know what? I started 25. 2 Ezra 4 and 25. What will he then do unto his name whereby we are called? Of these things have I asked. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. The more thou shalt marvel. Excuse me. The more thou shalt marvel. The world hasteth. It says the world hasteth fast to pass away. Right? And cannot, verse 27, it cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come, for the world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. Verse 28, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. All right, because there's a process that has to happen. Certain prophecies have to come to pass. The point, verse 29, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, speaking about Babylon, America, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. Exactly. So these things got to happen, man. This is what we're hasting and looking for. All right. If you're in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're looking for the destruction, man. You're hasting for this place to be melted away. All right. And these are the things that people are starting to become privy of because of the truth, man. Okay, this word going out, the prophets standing up, declaring the truth, breaking down the scriptures accurately, man. All right, the scriptures say that, Revelation 1 and 3, blessed is he that readeth. All right, that word readeth means to understand accurately. All right, so this is why there's so much emphasis on the prophecies and what's going on in the world, because the Lord raised up the prophets to put out that understanding, man. You can't ignore it no more. You can't deny Bible prophecy coming to pass. It's all up in your damn face. All up in your grill, nigga. Right? This is real quick. I'm going to get this too. Right? So anyway, let's see if there's any more in here. That's pretty much the point. Let's see if there's any more to read, though. Let's see. Is there anything else? Bear with me. Yeah, stuff that we already know. All right. The Iran situation and all of that. They're pretty much getting ready to invade. Yada, yada, yada. All right. Anyway. So yeah. So that was the main point that I wanted to get into there. And then we'll wrap this thing up. Let's get this too. All right, because Elder Apostle Gabar had made a statement on the last video he did. He talked about how America was Israel's bitch, right? I thought that was hilarious. Check this out. So this dude, whoever this guy is, okay, he went in front of some APAC people, right? And just check this out. Proven to what Elder Apostle Gabar said is true.
So America first or Israel first? Or Palestine first? Don't be scared, bro. You're not doing this. Sir, you look like a raggedy, unshaved coochie. Just kidding, sir. That is not right, sir. So America first or Israel first? So America first or Israel first? That's an easy one.
I'm a staffer.
You're a staffer? You're a chicken, boy. You're a chicken staffer. Sir, did your father get you this job?
No, absolutely.
You earned it through hard work?
I did.
Can we get America first or Israel first? No answer? Now he got scared. The first one's he got, sir, America first or Israel first?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you about it.
You're not going to talk to me about that, sir? You look terrified. He just got a chill down. He skipped on the elevators. He said, I'm going to take the steps today. Sir, may we ask you America first or Israel first? Sir, don't be scared, sir. There's nothing to worry about, sir. He skipped out on his real floor, sir. This is not even your floor, bro. Dear brothers, America first or Israel first? You're live with 1,000 people on TikTok. You're scared, sir? You look like an American. You look like you let it rip behind the scenes. Come on, sir. You look like you have the power. Don't give us that bashful white man face. America first or Israel first, sir? You're scared to answer it, sir? Your face turning red, sir? Excuse me, Glenn? Excuse me, we'd like to have a word with Glenn and about him being sold out to Israel. How did that happen, sir? Shame on Glenn. Shame on you, sir. You are going straight to hell, sir.
Yes, and it's a damn shame, man. He asked America first or Israel first, and none of them niggas can answer. So that proves to what the apostle said. Hey, America is Israel's bitch. All right. They were afraid to answer the question. All right. They couldn't even say America first, man, because they knew that, hey, that they asked them to get in trouble. So that shows you where America is at, man. The tiny tops run the show. All right. And this is why there's a great uprising, a great uproar of the people, man. People are ready to stand up and fight back against the establishment, man. Because America is not controlled by Americans. It's no longer a secret, man. All right. It's all going to contribute to this civil war that's getting ready to pop off, man. All right. These people are mad as hell, you know. And before we close this up, just wanted to put that out there. And before we wrap this up, you know, like I said, just hit the button, open forum. Okay. Now we can talk about it, you know. But this is from newstarget.com. It says bombshell study exposes DNA contamination in C19 shots, demand immediate market withdrawal. All right. So we warned y'all back in 2019, 2020, or whatever this when the shit dropped to not take this thing. And now all of the all of the information is coming out, all of the exposure. Okay, what was in it, the people that are dying and everything, man. Okay, they're saying that the C19 changes your DNA. Check that out. This man is the devil, bro. All right. In the shadow of the C19 scandal, a narrative of safe and effective, quote, genetic interventions. I'm sorry. Let me make that bigger. Let's see. Salakia, let me go back. Here we go. So it says, in the shadow of C19 scandal, a narrative of safe and effective genetic interventions have been relentlessly pushed upon a trusting global population. All right. And what do the scriptures say? Never trust thy enemy. Right. Yet a damning new scientific discovery is tearing that fraudulent narrative to shreds, revealing a deliberate and dangerous contamination at the very heart of the M to the R to the NA JABSEEN program. A groundbreaking preprint study has confirmed the presence of residual bacterial plasmid DNA in Pfizer and Moderna's C19 jabs, a contamination that standard regulatory tests were designed to miss. This isn't a minor quality. It is evidence of a catastrophic failure in manufacturing and oversight, exposing millions to the risk of genomic integration, persistent spike protein production, and a cascade of potential autoimmune and cancerous consequences. The findings suggest that the very entities tasked with safeguarding public health. The findings suggest that the very entities tasked with safeguarding public health orchestrated a system of testing that was guaranteed to look the other way, turning a global jabination campaign into an uncontrolled experiment with human DNA, man. This is heavy. Okay, and who was all behind it? The tiny tops. All right, there's a whole documentary about it online. You can look it up. All right, it's on YouTube, it's on Rumble, it's on Odyssey. All right, breaking it all down on how the 48ers was behind it all. Here's some more. All right, it's back in December. Fox News, major study reveals why the C19 vaccine can trigger heart issues, especially in one group. All right, so they've been knew what it was. They set the whole population up. This is why back then, 2019, all the way up to now, all right, people are dropping dead. It was like heart attack city out this bitch, man. All right, people were making compilations of people just dropping dead on the basketball court, on the soccer field. All right. People eating dinner at the restaurants, just fucking having heart attacks out of the blue. Little kids dropping dead. All right. It was all behind this. And billions of people took it, man. And now all the information is coming out. It's all mainstream now, man. Cancer, myocarditis, heart disease, heart attacks. We didn't even got to read all of that, man. The title itself is enough, right? I quoted it. Let's just go ahead and read it. All right. Sirach, the 12th chapter. All right. We warned y'all, man. And now it's all catching up, man. All right. People are all jacked up from taking that shit. Right. But nobody listened. All right. And these are the same people that said they believe in the Lord and all of that. You know, this is Sirach 12 or Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10. Sirach 12 and 10. And it reads, it says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him. Right. And you people out there should have been you should have been aware of this devil, man. Especially when it was pressuring people to fucking get it and offering incentives. Right. It was giving niggas free food, free cars, scholarships, right? All types of shit to take that damn jab scene. So you should have knew something was up. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. It says, and beware of him, and thou should be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou should know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away, because he's the wicked, man. You can't get rid of that rust. All right, it's always going to be there. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Right, who's going to pity a charmer that's playing with a serpent, man? You see? All you people took that fucking serpent piss, man. Right? Now look at people, man. Okay? DNA altered, heart attacks, cancer, turbo cancers, all that. Okay? It says, verse 15, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. And this is what he did to the world, man. To the millions and billions that took this shit, man. Okay? You were ensnared right into the trap, right into the pit, man. We're talking about close friends, family members. Remember all the division that came behind that shit? You couldn't go to the wedding, you couldn't go to the cookout, you couldn't attend a graduation unless you took that bullshit, man. People was bragging, talking shit, proud, boastful. Now you don't hear nobody talking about it. It's almost like it never even happened. People was talking big shit when this thing came out, man. Right? It says in enemies, Sirach 12 and 16, the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee in the pit. He will weep with his eyes, but it says, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. See that? Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, right, which they was pushing that shit, oh, this is to help, to get rid of the disease, and the fight was going on. People bought into that shit, man. It says, though he pretend to help thee, he shall undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. Hey, that's the fucking devil, man. You know? Yeah. A lot of people lost their jobs. Hey, brothers lost their jobs and got new ones. Okay? The Spirit of the Lord was with brothers, man. Brothers didn't allow that to shake them up. Brothers like, shit, all right. What they say, I got to take it, all right, in order to keep my job. Hey, Jake was like, fuck it, we out of there. All right, and the Lord took care of every last one, every last brother, man, whose job was affected behind this this fucking scam. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much the point, man. Like I said, open forum, spirit like the wind, man. Just a few things I wanted to go through. Lord willing, this world, and we're gonna continue to push the Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Hey, shalom. And we out of here. Shalom.